What inspires change? What motivates us? It's what's inside that moves us. What moves you? Get the Scion story at scion.com.
In 1990, there were about 80 prisoners being held at the Department of Corrections. Today, there are 713. Worse, the Mangilaw compound was only designed to hold about 300 prisoners. And that burgeoning number doesn't even paint a real picture of conditions at DOC today.
The population of DOC right now is at 713. The facility is actually designed not to exceed 300 people. Of that 713, 225 are inmates, 488 are detainees.
Keeping a solid watch over these 713 prisoners is about 250 employees, but not all of them are corrections officers, and most of them have specific duties.
Part of some of the struggles that we're going through is we're just not here standing posed as corrections officers, ensuring that these inmates do not run after hours or leave our compound, but we also have extra duties that they're assigned to, such as court runs, medical runs, dialysis runs.
DOC Director Jose San Agustin says DOC is so understaffed that officers are forced to work 16-hour shifts.
As of October 2012 to July, DOC has actually accumulated 1.5 million overtime. If they allow me to hire 54 people, 54 corrections officers, that will cost me 1.7 million a year. And that will totally, I will promise you, as long as they don't fire me, I'll totally eliminate overtime. Okay? Plus, that's 50 more people employed. Plus 50 more people that doesn't have to stand, excess of 12 hours.
Joining the DOC tour today was Senator Brant McCreadie, who organized a tour, Senator Tommy Morrison, and Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio, who has oversight of public safety. It was scheduled after DOC warned that it would stop taking drunk and drug detainees without a medical clearance. McCreadie expressed his interest in solving the problems at DOC out of concern for public safety.
If we don't do this now, in 20 years from now, this place will not be able to hold. We won't even be able to arrest people, is the way I see it.
Senator McCreadie says he and other lawmakers are working on crafting legislation that would build a new prison. And while that's welcome news for overworked DOC staff, it's going to require millions of dollars in funding. Earlier you said that your goal is to build a new prison.
Yes.
Have you identified any funding sources?
Well, right now we're scrubbing down the bill, and we're looking at all types of ways. Our initial plan is to design, build, and finance. We're kind of taking the model from Obudu High School's expansion. We are trying to not make this a debt to the government, and we're trying to be as efficient as possible. But at the end of the day, it is going to cost money. But I look at it as an investment in our community to keep them safe.
And how much money have you identified?
So far, early projections looking at anywhere from $30 to $50 million.
Although DOC's policy has caused some tension among other affected agencies, officials reached a consensus that Guam's correctional system must be addressed promptly. Clinical psychologist Dr. Andrea Leitheiser notes that DOC gets about 1,200 sick calls a month, but with only 2 nurses, 1 medical doctor, and 1 psychologist, they've only been able to accommodate 25% of those prisoners. Dr. Leitheiser was asked what the potential consequences could be if the needs of our prisoners aren't met.
I can't speak to, like with a certainty what would occur. All I can do is look to other states. Like the state of California, when they didn't meet their needs right now, they have 2 years to bring into compliance, or they actually have to start releasing prisoners on the medical and mental health side. Albeit the department
Because it's unconstitutional to...
Yes, right. Because once you lock any one of us up, we have to provide it because they can't provide it themselves.
So we risk the fact that we may have to let prisoners go for constitutional rights.
Right.